Okay, so before I upload this, I need to let you guys know that there is some explicit language in this review of a family movie. So, I am just going to give you guys a couple quick seconds to click off if you might happen to be watching this with small children, or are just not privy to really bad language. I'll wait. You good? Alright, here we go. Our guest be our guest. From service to the test. Yes, we are going to see Beauty and the Beast today, people. And look at that, we're actually in the sunlight. Thank you, daylight savings time.
For now, because it's probably going to be dark when we get out of the theater.
Yeah, but yes, Beauty and the Beast, the live-action remake 2017. So Beauty and the Beast has a lot of history going for it. In 1991, they released it, obviously, directed by Kirk Wise and Gary Trousdale, the directing duo also behind Disney's Hunchback of Notre Dame and Atlantis: The Lost Empire.
Waiting on those live-action remakes next.
But this time around, it was the first animated movie ever to be nominated for Best Picture, and was basically the huge stepping stone that led to, about 10 years later, the Oscars finally adding a category for Best Animated Feature.
Although it was Wallace and Gromit that actually fixed that.
Yeah.
But this time around, it is directed by Bill Condon, the director behind Twilight, the last two Twilight movies, which we're not going to hold against him because we saw his last movie, Mr. Holmes, and we quite enjoyed that.
Yes, so let's not hold anything against any of the actors or directors in Twilight, maybe even the screenwriters, because let's face it, that source material was terrible. But Bill Condon has come on to direct. And according to Lindsay Lohan, he could direct and act a Little Mermaid movie if she wanted to sign on, which is weird that she thinks that she's in a position to hold an ultimatum against Disney for art.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. And then of course we have probably the best casting of the live-action Disney what appears to be the best casting of live-action Disney remakes so far, and that's Emma Watson playing Belle.
She is Belle, basically, if you look at it. She is a diehard feminist, she loves literacy, and she's intelligent, she's beautiful. Everything about her screams live-action Belle. So this is pretty much perfect casting.
We also have Dan Stevens, who has just hit a huge milestone with his new show, with his new X-Men show, Legion, which just got picked up for season 2.
In fact, this is pretty much the most star-studded of the Disney live-action movies so far. Blowing Jungle Book way out of the water, because we have got Obi-Wan Kenobi, Magneto, Dracula, Olaf, Hermione, Legion, Nanny McPhee, or P.L. Travers, whoever you prefer. And that's only the ones I can think of right now.
We have a bunch of some amazing talent behind this movie. We have Howard Ashman and Alan Menken's great music back again to help us to help tell the story, as well as some new songs that Alan Menken made with Tim Rice.
And Alan Menken returns to score, which is great, because that means that we get to hear a completely new score for this tale as old as time. Also, just the designs and cinematography in this movie look incredible. We also have Stephen Chbosky, the man you may know for writing the book, and then writing the movie, and writing and directing the movie, Perks of Being a Wallflower. So this is a pretty great collection of people put together to make this movie.
Yeah, so that's all we got to say right now. So we'll see you guys after the jump.
Whoop. Well, it's over.
Yeah, that is over.
And what can we say except I really loved it.
I loved it so much.
And this is weird, but I think I'm going to compare it to Jurassic World in a way, because throughout most of it, I thought, this is a really good movie. I really like this, but then that ending. Oh my god, that ending really hits you.
Except, unlike Jurassic World, we're not going to face it. It's not going to probably, upon second viewing, lose some of the punch when it comes to the rest of the movie.
this movie builds so much, and it's emotional, and I guess we should just get into it. Like we said before, Emma Watson perfectly cast as Belle. Everything about her basically screams Belle, on camera and off, and I loved her performance. It really sold this relationship.
And we got so much more of the relationship, Belle and the Beast, and so together we get to see them build and to get to know each other and to come together a little bit more organically than the animated version.
Now, when it comes down to it, I still think the animated version is kind of better. But when it comes down to it, I think it hits. I think the emotion really hits me at pretty much the exact same point that it does in the animated version.
Yeah, there's not much. It's very much beat for beat. A lot of the same stuff. We got more songs. We have more stuff.
Except it's not shot for shot like everyone says. There are actually a whole new scenes set to go. This isn't beat for beat. Okay, it's beat for beat, but it's not shot for shot. There's whole scenes that were never in. The scenes were changed. Things were altered. Things were added.
There's new stuff. Gaston was a war captain at one point.
And we find out the truth about Belle's mother. Things are changed. Maurice is no longer the inventor in the family. Instead, he's an artist, and Belle is an inventor.
And then we get, of course, the addition of LeFou's sexuality.
Let's talk about this.
Yes.
If you...
It is 2017.
If you are so off-put by the subplot of a subplot of a subplot, then maybe you shouldn't have thought about seeing this movie in the first place.
Then maybe you shouldn't go outside, because it is 2017. So guess what? Dudes can fuck dudes, and women can fuck women. Get the fuck over it. Rant over.
Remember when this was us reviewing a kids movie?
Yeah. Yeah, I do. Alright.
Anyway.
Dan Stevens is the Beast.
He did a really good job. Honestly, the CGI... At some points, the CGI was basically...
It looked pretty... He looked pretty fake in some areas. But otherwise, it was pretty good to see him act like be able to act through this character that we see mostly through CGI.
Then there's Ewan McGregor as Lumiere and Ian McKellen as Cogsworth.
They work off each other really well.
And we've got Emma Thompson as Mrs. Potts, and she also sings the title song in it, and she does a pretty good job too. I
kind of think she's doing an Angela Lansbury impression through most of the movie, because we know that she doesn't talk like that, but
it's an interesting choice, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But in the end, this movie really hits you. I mean, the music. I don't know what they did. I don't know if they did anything differently when it comes to the amount of instruments in the orchestration, but the music feels bigger. All the songs they brought back feels bigger. And
there's a song. Everything feels bigger. That fight at the end with Gaston is huge. Feels way more. The stakes are way higher than they were in the animated version. And Luke Evans does an amazing job as Gaston.
Yeah.
We get a little bit more of a transition into him being a villain. And everybody's
like, oh, he doesn't sing right. He's not singing right. Look, give everybody in this movie credit. They don't sing.
A lot of them are singing professionally for the first time here.
I think pretty much the only professional singer in this is Audra McDonald, and by the way, she is incredible in this for as much as she is in this, because she's the wardrobe.
Yeah.
But she's great in this. Yes. But anyway, give the actors a break. They are not singers. They're actors. Most of them are singing for the first time in this movie. Ewan McGregor, not so much.
No, he was in Moulin Rouge. But Emma Watson, she's never this is her first time singing in a movie. Dan Stevens, first time singing in a movie.
Luke Evans, first time. Ian McKellen, he does a little bit of background work. This is his basically first time singing for a movie.
Josh Gad, he's got a Tony. What do you think?
Yeah, but that's basically it. And for anyone who just says, why did they make this? Well, I think they changed enough. They added to the myth. I think it was just basically added to the mythology. Update the story for a 2017 audience. The audience. Belle is now slightly more rounded. Well-rounded. They've added to her character as much as anything else. Beast has changed. He wasn't a kid when they don't make it explicit that he was a child when they transformed him like they did in the animated version. So that basically tells you that Disney basically watches all those parody videos that people have been making for years, saying ain't such.
Yeah, and we get a lot of stuff. It corrects a lot of plot holes that people have with the original, but ultimately, the reason it exists is because they saw the opportunity to make something on this scale, tell this story again, but do it with the technology we have now, and to tell it in a way that is that has just come out incredible.
And in the end, I think they've succeeded. I mean, I was really happy when the reviews were coming in and they were really positive. But then I started to get a little worried when some other reviews were coming in. When a bunch more reviews were coming in and people were like, why'd they do this? This kind of sucks. What's going on? Why even make this? I hope this means that Disney's done with live action. For the record, this is not the first time Disney's actually tried live action. Remember there was a 101 Dalmatians with Glenn Close as Cruella de Vil?
But we're not. This isn't the end of Disney doing it live action. If this and Cinderella and the Jungle Book, not Alice in Wonderland, are any indication as to where we're going with this live action stuff, I think it's gonna be just fun. I think we can put up with some unoriginality for a little while.
I personally can be looking forward to the upcoming Aladdin, Jungle Book 2, The Lion King,
Mulan,
it's
Pinocchio.
There's so many that are coming up.
Well, Pinocchio not so much. That film. I'm 24, and that film still scares the shit out of me.
And then of course there's the. But hey, Disney, if you keep going like this, if you keep building pairing up great directors with great actors, with great screenwriters who understand the source material, then you might be able to turn all these haters off. And that's pretty much, I think, all we've got to say about that.
You just keep trying to put out a quality product, and you will have at least two. And I can honestly say you will have at least 2 paid customers right here.
Yeah. So I guess that's it. If you liked this, you can go ahead and subscribe to the channel and check out all the other stuff we're going to be watching.
Yeah. Next week we're going to go see Power Rangers.
So it's morphin' time. Bye.
Bye.